If you ever read an article in the news that talks a bit about the differences between men and women in the workplace, you might have come across a term called glass ceiling. So what is a glass ceiling? The glass ceiling is basically a metaphor or a concept to describe women's difficulties in getting promotions at work compared to men. The metaphor works like this. Imagine you have a ceiling above your head that's made of glass. Well, you can see physically through that glass into all the glittery, higher ranked jobs above you, but you cannot get there because, hello, there's a ceiling blocking you from rising up to those levels. That's exactly the same thing when it comes to promotions in corporate. This is some really cool data by McKinsey that shows women's representation in basically a sample of 500,000 people in corporate roles and across basically different levels in that company. So what we see is that women are underrepresented in nearly every single role, but they are most represented, meaning women make up a lot of the workforce when it comes to entry-level jobs. They make up fewer proportion of those jobs when it comes to manager level roles. There are even fewer women when it comes to senior managers, fewer when it comes to vice presidents, senior vice presidents, and finally the fewest women in the C-suite. And even though that number is rising up over time gradually, we still see that women are vastly underrepresented in a lot of these high-ranking roles. This is a great example of how concepts that seem abstract and abstruse at first actually capture processes that are complex, but which have very real consequences for the way we live our lives.